When we first had talked with Heart to Heart a year ago, what captured our hearts and our minds was this understanding of a federation and the ability to come alongside of people and to help train them, to help build their leadership capacity for their community. I had great hopes. I think for me, this leadership training is the heart of what we're trying to accomplish in Mapu. We kind of came in with the impression that the leadership capacity building was going to be on College Church's shoulders. At least it felt like. That was my perception, my understanding coming in, that if we weren't on the ground in Mapu, that maybe they wouldn't receive leadership capacity building training, and it just felt like a lot of pressure. But when we arrived, we met Sterling, who was a heart-to-heart trainer who has a double master's, and one of those is he's an agronomist, and the other one's in international community development. And then the second group of people that we met is a group called MUSO, which is this microfinance program that's had huge success in the North, and they'll be starting training with them here in the next few weeks. They met them this week, and so immediately I felt the pressure coming off that once again, yes, College Church has a role to play in this, but it's not fully on our shoulders. We are just simply one part of this team that's helping Mapu come together. Yeah, first 2 days I was able to just sit back and to observe, to see what Sterling was doing, to sit in on his trainings, to observe the people. There's about 11 or 12 Haitian Federation members that are in this room, and they were dealing with this question of resources. What resources does Mapu have? And do the Federation members recognize all the resources? And how can they add value to the resources they have? And one of the things that became apparent to me as they broke up into two groups is that you could tell that there might have been some tension between some groups, that maybe there were some power struggles, or at the least we say this, that they came into this group with past histories. Not unlike any of the groups or committees or teams that we're a part of, they too have histories, probably some competing stories. And so one of the opportunities we have is to ask this question of how do we get these 11 people to work together for the common good of Mapu? How do we get them to agree on a direction and a plan? And what is that going to look like? And so it was exciting as they worked with the resources, and yet immediately we recognized this is going to be a big part of the project. So Thursday, they left the day open for me, that this was going to be my opportunity to share what I had with team building. I felt kind of uncomfortable leading this material in some ways, and it added to my anxiety. But in the peace of the moment, getting in front of them, you realize, man, they're just people. And so there was a comfortableness of just being in front of them and having a peace in that moment to share with them.
We'll have this group start and ask them to tell what they say a team is.
Okay.
So I wonder if we might define differently group and team.
Okay. Yes.
I want to give you my understanding of what a team is. That way we all are thinking in the same direction. That for today we're going to talk about a team as a small group. That we're not talking about all of Mapu or not even all of Haiti.
First exercise we did is a team building or ice breaking exercise that I've done several times. Some people call it like the human pretzel, and there's 11 of us that get into a really tight circle, and you have to each hold the other's hands. And in my head, I thought this is going to be the perfect exercise, and so we gave the instructions, the translator translated, and 30 seconds later, they just let go of their hands and kind of circumvented the whole exercise. So we tried a second time, and they might have done it for 2 minutes. And I really didn't know what was going to happen next. And so the third time, I'd been standing off to the side, and Jennifer, one of our other team members, was watching, observing as well. And so both her and I said, oh, hey, let's try if we jumped in. And so we did. We literally just put our hands in. We didn't have to give much instruction. We just put our hands in with them.
Okay. Ask them if they're afraid of the crazy blanc yet. Ask them if they're afraid of the crazy blanc. Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Oh, we still have one guy. He needs to grab too.
Ou suppose que me de moun tou.
Now the goal, you have to work. They cannot release the hands. They have to hold hands.
Wè la, nou pa ka lâche me an. Kebe me an.
Okay? But you have to unwind, and when you get done, you will be one big circle holding hands. Oh, have them pause for 1 second. Can I ask them a question? Does it seem impossible
Pou men nou l'envers la droite, takou, jalte, eske nou el possible?
to end in this circle?
Et pou nou fini pou nou fè 11 cercle.
Yes, it is. It's hard to see
Et ça, li vraiment dur pou nou e.
what I've never seen before.
Ça nou pot ko jam wè de avant.
If I've never seen it work,
Si toutefois m pa jam wè an travay,
then I think it's impossible.
m ap pense ke li e possible.
But all it takes
Le m pren,
is for one person
m ap pren pou un moun.
to say it's possible.
M ap di ke l possible.
Let me tell you, as one person here,
M ap di nou tan kou un moun ki yisit lan.
I've seen a group twice this size
M te wè un groupe 2 fois ki ta fè eksersis.
with their hands all interlocked like this.
Tan kou m te wè me yo l'envers la droite kon sa.
They never let go of another's hand.
Yo pa jam la geme yo.
And by the end,
Et à la fin,
they looked like this.
yo te semble kon sa.
It is possible.
Li possible.
What's that?
They stood with it, and for me that was a pivotal moment of the morning, and for me it might be a pivotal moment of where this federation can go if they're willing to hold hands and stick together. I truly believe this leadership capacity building is what this entire project and collaboration hinges on. It seems as if Mapu will be able to flourish with the strengthening of this federation. Heart to Heart is going to come back to us in the next few weeks or month and give us very specific topics that they need people that will come beside them and give them instruction. And so we're going to come and ask you, what can you help us with? What can you train and lead? And the hardest part of that is going to be this, that you might spend 7 days down here in Haiti and only lead for 2 hours. And yet it's the investment of those other hours of sitting and observing, being shoulder to shoulder with the Federation members, that they know that there's a people who are coming beside them, that is cheering them on to see their community flourish. That's our hope and that's our goal. There's something about Imagine a Place that's calling me to see something that I've not yet seen, or helping a people see something that they've not yet seen. And so when we come to the people in Mapu, we're asking them to imagine a place where their hurting can be healed, where their loss can be found, where their young who are so vulnerable to disease and to economic pressures can be nurtured, where their old people who have lived good lives, hard lives, they can be cherished. A place where all are welcome at this table. All are welcome in Mapu and in the Federation. A place where Christ can be adored, and so we work with the Nazarene pastors and the other pastors to come and bring the kingdom of God present to Mapu. And in the midst of it, as we look around Mapu, we look and we say, wow, there's more that can ever be imagined here, more than we've ever thought. And we wonder, how can God use our imaginations? What can He do through His kingdom here in Mapu?